Hey guys, welcome to Wine Family Farm. Today we are going to be moving our chickens. They have been in quarantine for approximately 30 days, probably even a little more than that. And we had a couple of issues. One was we thought one had vent gleat. And then we actually had a chicken die. Unexpectedly. So we are going to go ahead and ban them. And then we're gonna release them into the other flock. It already has been 30 days. I inspected their poop and stuff. They don't have worms or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and move them out. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look. Okay, I'm gonna try something different with the camera. So here we go. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're actually getting the chickens ready. We had purchased bands and we plan on banding the chickens' legs so we can tell the difference between the new chickens and the chickens we already have. Here, we're still talking about the same thing. Our chickens, the newer ones that we had got, were sick. And one had died, and we just want to make sure that they were extra healthy. We were talking about how important it is to make sure you quarantine your chickens for at least 30 days before you spread them or move them to your old flock or to another flock, just so they don't get sick or spread any known diseases. And right there, that's exactly what we are talking about. Sorry that this is voiced over, but our turkeys were making so much noise you couldn't hear us. So we were in the process of getting ready to grab each chicken. We did, however, inspect every single chicken that came out of the hutch, so we knew they were okay before putting them with the rest of the group. We did have one specific chicken who didn't hardly have any feathers and wasn't doing very well. And we actually marked her with a blue leg band. She is actually doing way better. The 30 days really did her good. She no longer has issues, and she's actually getting her feathers back. So it worked out pretty good for us. We are also, sorry honey. What we're also going to do is check their butts and their vents just because. We want to make sure that these birds are healthy before we move them in. 99% of the time they are, but we just want to make sure. Double check.
this. So just to let you guys know, I got the barred rock birds on purpose because barred rocks are known to be a little bit more tough, and they also are a little more bossy in the group. And I figured with our 5 roosters that these birds would get along really well. So
you got another clean thing.
this next bird we're putting a blue one on, she wasn't very healthy looking, and she didn't have a whole lot of feathers when we got her. So she's growing her feathers back, but I'm putting a blue one on her just so we know it was that one. So.
I got about half of her feathers back. She was pretty rough looking, but I'm pretty confident she's on the mend from whatever was ball around there. Because none of the other chickens, fine, she doesn't have a lot of feathers back there. Yeah, none of the other chickens she was with had the same problem, so it might have been a molting nutrition situation. But catching chickens is not.
Dixie girl.
So far, everybody's making it well.
It's absolutely it's a necessity to quarantine your birds, especially if you're not necessarily sure where they came from. Even if you think that they're okay, to quarantine your birds for at least 30 days. Like I said, we already had a bird. We already had a bird that had died. So it's just important to make sure that they're getting all the nutrition, and then you also want to make sure that they're acclimated to the other birds. We got a pecking order. A little bit of fighting is okay. It's normal with birds. They have to get their order in place.
And just like what they say should happen, our rooster came and stood right in between them and they stopped fighting.
Yeah. And that's why another thing, it's really important to have a rooster. A rooster will, it's almost like high school kids. You know, you get a bunch of girls together and they yap, 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 and they have a little fight, and then, you know, a rooster or whatever, the principal steps in and breaks it up. And that's kind of the scenario of a rooster and what a rooster does with the flock. Now this is normal.
2 barred rocks going.
Yeah, that barred rock is one of ours, and that other one was a barred rock that we had just introduced into the group. So it's normal. The other one is going to feel a little more territorial, so it's going to show them who's boss. and we're gonna get a lot of little spats here and there. But I have a feeling they're gonna be okay. They've seen each other for 30 days, so it's not like they're a brand new bird. See? So the other birds are just, you know, trying to figure out where they belong in the group.
And I'm going to keep this A-frame coop that they were quarantined in, I'm going to keep it closed. And I'm hoping they follow the other chickens into the coop. I'll come out around sundown and check on them and see how that's going. If I have to, I'll place them in there myself. We have to get them used to roosting in a new coop now. But and they're used to laying in the rollaway nesting boxes, so hopefully that'll help teach the other chickens to do it, because we have a few that keep wanting to lay on the floor of the coop. But we got a really nice olive egg today, good size, big one. Nice to see the other colors starting to happen, which means our chickens are just starting to roll into their eggs. We had that real high heat spell here for the last like 3 or 4 days. It's been in the 90s. Today it finally cooled down a bit. So, and your chickens will stop, you know, slow down their laying when it's hot. So hopefully once it cools down a little bit here, we'll be rolling in the eggs. And look at how the feathers on the lavender have really started to fill out. You can tell that he's a rooster. And the funny thing about these, we have 2 of them. I don't know where the other one is. I think that's him right there. But we have 2 lavender roosters that have never crowed one time.
No.
They just sit back and let the little guys make all the racket.
These Orpington birds are the most laid back birds. They're not flighty. And even the roosters, they're super friendly. Gerald is an Easter egger rooster. He's super friendly too. The only ones that I can see that are a little bit feisty are the Polish roosters. They're pretty feisty. So, and we got our
resident turkey picking a fight.
Yeah.
Gerald, get in the middle of this, would you?
Gerald's not messing with Dixie.
Hey, Dixie. She's all beat up because now she wants to fight with the
turkeys,
the young turkeys. So she's trying to fight them through the fence. That's I guess a learning lesson for us.
Have to put a privacy fence.
Yeah, I'd probably put a tarp or something up there.
It's so cool just standing out here and watching these birds. They are the coolest, and each one has, even though some of them look the same, each one has their own personality. It's hilarious.
Quit looking for a fight, girl. And this other looks pretty brave because it keeps coming right back around her too. I figure by tomorrow they'll have their picking order figured out, hopefully. And now that the new chickens can be out on grass because they ate all the grass in there, and I really couldn't move it because the wheel busted. But now that they're back on grass again, I think that they'll even be healthier than they have become since we got them. When we first got them, their combs and everything were real pale, barely red. Now they've all brightened up really good.
These birds look completely healthy. I wish I had a picture. I don't. I actually kind of was embarrassed. I wish I had a picture of them from when we first got them. They were a symbol of what cage-free really looks like. And yeah, I wasn't really happy with that.
Yeah. Cage-free is better than factory farm, but it's not as good as what people think if they actually were to see it. It's definitely more humane than, you know, being caged, but I like to see my animals out on the grass and stuff.
All right, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch us today. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video.